What kind of GCC do coating customers want, and how is it produced? Ground calcium carbonate, GCC, is the most widely used extender pigment in the coatings industry. Because of its cost-effectiveness, high filling capacity, and broad adaptability, it is an indispensable core filler for both mass-market and industrial paints, providing structural support and enhancing paint performance. Different products have different requirements. For wall putty, manufacturers typically use 325 mesh GCC, making up 70 to 80% of the formula. Crucially, moisture must remain strictly below 0.2% to guarantee the finished product's long shelf life. For latex paint, the sector with the highest market demand, 800 to 1000 mesh GCC is standard. With a whiteness over 95% and a calcium carbonate purity above 96%, adding about 30% GCC optimizes the paint's smoothness while maximizing raw material cost savings. However, among all these metrics, the absolute key to retaining major clients is quality stability. Whether for the whiteness, fineness, moisture, or purity, every single batch must be perfectly consistent. Unstable GCC forces coating plants to constantly adjust their formulas, driving up debugging costs. Consistent product quality is the ultimate foundation for long-term partnerships. Since over 95% of the GCC used in the coatings industry ranges from 325 to 1,250 mesh, Daswell's dry ball milling process is your optimal choice. The production workflow includes 1. Ore preparation. Select high-purity calcite, limestone, or chalk and perform basic washing to remove gangue and impurities. 2. Crushing. Use jaw or hammer crushers to reduce the ore into small pieces, typically around 50 to 100 millimeters. 3. Grinding and classifying. Process the crushed ore through a dry ball mill to create a fine powder, and use a classifier to obtain the exact fineness required. 4. Surface modification. While standard architectural paints don't need this step, surface treatment is applied for powder and certain functional coatings. 5. Packaging. Finally, collect and package the qualified powder to form the finished product.